Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft, and I'm back with another craft room kind of storage video. I have had quite a few people asking us if I could make one of those, like, what do you call them, magazine files, magazine boxes or something. I forgot what you call them. Anyway, you could store like A4 card and stuff in it if you wanted to. We're going to make it out with chipboard, and we have got two pieces which are 9.5 by 11 3/4, and what I have done is I've already cut this top piece off it so it resembles like a magazine side. We'll do that one together in a minute. Then I have got a piece which is 3 3/4 by 11 3/4. I've got a piece 3 3/4 by 9.5, 3 3/4 by 6. So this piece here, we need two, obviously a side for each of our box. And what I did was I marked the chipboard up to 3 3/4 up from the bottom, and then I just drew a line right up to the top corner, and we're going to cut this bit away. So I've got this really like kind of stronger knife, which is really good for chipboard, and I'm just going to put the ruler on and I'm just going to cut straight down the line, and then you could keep this bit for you know, something else. Okay, so that has got rid of that. Now, oops, sorry about that. The way I'm going to do it is we are going to join it all together a bit like we did with the ink pad holder the other day. So we want those two pieces when it's flat on the bottom, and we want the largest piece, which is 3 3/4 by 11 3/4. So it is going to go together like this. So obviously when it's ready to be built properly, it will sit like this. I think you can see what I mean. So I have cut, I want to have mine all in a kind of lilac and purple colour. So the card I have cut is all like a lilac card, and I've already prepared it all just to save time. So we want two long pieces to join the sides, but what we're going to do is join it inside and outside just to give it extra strength. So these are 11 3/4 by 1.5, and you will need two of them for here. I've scored them in the middle at 3/4, and I've put tape on, and I've also just took a little bit off the edges. And what we're going to do is this will get stuck onto here, and then it will get attached to there. So we can stick each piece on here. Okay, just like that, and do the same with the opposite side. And this is basically how we're going to join it, just with these little strips of paper, because it does work and it saves, you know, covering the whole thing with card. So that's those two done. And then they will then go there to join the outside. So just get it lined up so it's all the same kind of height. Okay, so that's one of the sides on, and then we're going to do the same with this bit here. Where's my little pokey tool? Okay, so that's what we've got now. Now the bottom piece is the 3 3/4 by 9.5. So for that we need a 3 3/4 by 1.5. Okay, and that is just going to get stuck on like this. So what I could do is just stick this on here first. Alright, just like that. And then this bit is going to go just on here like this. Okay. So that would be your bottom, which will come up like this. Alright, so that's the start of your magazine file. And then we've got this piece here, which will obviously come up to give us a bit of a top here, which I think for some reason I've cut this too long, because really it should only come to there, so I don't know why I've done that, but we'll sort that out in a minute. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have cut my paper for the inside. Now all I did was I just laid this onto a piece of paper, drew around it with a pencil, and then I just cut it with my knife. But what I did was, obviously we want it a little bit smaller, I just cut it below the pencil line. I hope you get what I mean. And I'm going to stick these on the inside. And then I don't have to worry about the inside. And then we've got a piece for that bit that sticks out. Yeah, I've definitely cut that chipboard wrong. Anyway, and then a piece for the inside back. So I'm going to quickly stick all this down and then I'll be straight back. Okay, so I have covered all of the inside with the paper, and remember I said the end bit was too long. I cut it down to 3 3/4. So what I've done with this bit is, I said we were going to reinforce the outside and the inside, and it's just a case of sticking these on. But I think what I should have done was I should have put these on then the paper, because the paper obviously would have covered most of it, but we'll live and learn. So these are the same size as the strips on the outside, and as I said, it would probably be best to join these first, to put these on and then put your paper on, but never mind. So we just need to get these sort of in the middle. And it's just extra reinforcement really. And then just kind of, you can run your bone folder a bit in there. And there we go, it's starting to come together, and then the bottom will come up like this. Okay, so I've got the inside covered. Those inside joining pieces I'll put on later. So we're going to do the same with the outside, but we've already got these on, so we just need to put our paper on. But before we do that, I also want to cover these slants. Now they are, when they're cut like that, they end up being longer than 12 inches, and obviously my paper, well, paper is 12 by 12, so when we put it on, it doesn't cover the whole, it leaves a little bit. So what I did was I just cut these little 1-inch pieces, and I'm gonna just glue them onto the very top like that. I know it's so hard to see because it's huge, this thing, and then I can put that on and it will cover it all. It's just to make it, you know, nice and professionally finished, I suppose. So these were, I think they're 1.5, no they're not, they're 1 3/4 by 1 inch, and then I just cut the corners off. So I'm going to stick one of these on and one of the long pieces, and then it will just be a case of popping the paper on all of the outside pieces. So you want to really stick this down, press that in there, and we can't really see it on the inside because it's just joined in with that part there. So this is 12 by, it should be 1.5 again, 12 by 1.5, and it's scored in the middle at 3/4. And this is going to go all the way down, and if there's any hanging over I can just trim that off. So I'm going to stick these on both ends, and then I am going to pop the paper all on the inside like we've just done, sorry, on the outside. And the paper for the outside I've chose like a different pattern, and that they will go all on the outside, and then we'll join the whole thing together. Okay, so I've got the paper on most of the outside now, and I've got all of those joining pieces on the top, so it's going to go together like this. They're going to stick on there, that is going to go around the bottom, and then we'll put the finishing piece on the front. So I think all we've got to do at this point is glue these together. So see, I've got stuff everywhere. What I'm going to do is put a bit of tape and also some glue on that one, if I could find my tape. I have to open another. Right, so put some tapes on these bits here. basis of our magazine file, and I think that is looking fantastic. I've got a piece for the bottom, which is just card. It's 9.5 by 3 5/8, and my tape was on the floor, and I'm just going to peel this off. Alright, so that's the bottom covered. It just looks really professional as well. This piece here, it's not the right size, so I'm going to mark it with a pencil, and then I will tell you the size on the blog post. Can't see that over there, it's too dark to cut it, so I'll just cut it with my scissors. And that is going to get stuck on there, and then I can trim that little bit that's sticking over. So we just need to come along again with these pieces, probably the same as the outside, and that's just going to give it extra reinforcements. But obviously it needs to be getting glued in this way. So we need one for each side of there, and then we need a smaller one for the insides here, just to reinforce them. So I'll quickly stick these on, and then I'll be straight back. Okay, so that is it done, and actually it is really solid, so I don't think you have any worries about putting cardstock in there. So I'm going to decorate mine with a few bits because I can have it any way that I want now that I've made it. What I've done is I've just punched a little hole in the top, and I've put an eyelet in because I am going to have some little charms hanging from it. I've just put a selection of cute little charms, and I'm going to have these hanging from here, which I thought would be a sweet little decoration. I'm just going to tie that in a knot, and I'm just going to have them hanging down. So I'm going to trim off this bit of extra thread. That's so cute. I know it's so hard to see. The next thing I'm going to do is, do you remember when I made this storage box a few weeks ago for embellishments? We're going to do the same kind of thing on the front. What I've done is I've cut a piece of card to 3 3/4 by 4 inches. On the long side I've scored at 1, 2 and 3. Then I have folded it over, I've rounded all 4 corners, and then I have punched 3 holes. And what I've done this time is I have just put these gemstone brads in, and I've covered it with tape. I haven't done both sides this time, and this is gonna then get stuck over here, so we're gonna have like a nice little added feature there. So you could use eyelets like I did in the other, or you could just use these gemstone brads, which is what I've used. Plus I suppose it does add a bit of extra reinforcement on it, doesn't it? And then I'm going to attach this, and I think that looks gorgeous. It's a really pretty little feature. So you want to glue all of this together. Having a few of the same ones, they're not quite level, but hey, never mind, it's handmade. or you could measure them with a ruler. I've also got this, which I wanted to pop just there like that. And then what I've done as well is I found this gorgeous fabric that I've got. Isn't that just beautiful? And I've got one of my steel rule dies. This is one from AliExpress, and honestly, don't be worried about buying these steel rule dies from AliExpress, because I've got about 3 or 4 and they are amazing. They just cut it like butter. So this is a really nice one, and I've used it to cut this gorgeous fabric. And I thought, I did want to put it on here, but we're going to be a bit pushed for space, so I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to have it on the back like that, because I can. So again, I'm going to hot glue this on. So I've got some hot glue on the back, and I'm just going to get this sort of high up, I think, roughly in the middle if I can. I've got my little charms as well, and it's finished, and I think that is absolutely gorgeous. So you can, as I said, you could put A4 card in there. Now I had cut this bit extra, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it in the bottom, because I think it will be, it'll look a bit nicer than the paper, because that paper's quite busy. But also, again, it's another added reinforcement, isn't it? So that can't be a bad thing. So yeah, I'm going to just pop this in here, just get it at the back. It's a little bit short, but I'm not bothered. Yeah, I think that looks nicer, having it with the card in. And I will put some card in for the photograph so you can see it. But that is gorgeous. You could make a whole little row of these and store all your A4 card in. So yeah, I will be back again on Friday with a video, and then on Sunday I've got another cool craft room storage idea. This time it's going to be 12 by 12 papers again, another alternative than the pizza boxes. So I'm looking forward to that one. So yeah, all the info will be on my blog. Please remember to like and subscribe, it really does help my channel immensely. So yeah, take care and bye for now.